As ever, it remains amateur hour at Meghan Markle's brand as ever. In fact, it has gotten obviously worse since Netflix left. As Meghan Markle attempts to sort of try and get the brand to work, she's decided to add her own aesthetic.
Meghan Markle's brand nightmare exploded all at once this week. A jam company reportedly sitting on 137,000 unsold jars. A rushed rebrand people instantly mocked online.
Meghan dropped a new as ever promo video on Monday afternoon, and the entire internet had the same reaction inside 9 minutes.
A strange Mother's Day tribute involving a giant foam Mickey Mouse glove, explosive palace bullying allegations that allegedly left staff emotionally devastated, and now renewed public debate surrounding royal succession questions connected to her little ones.
The public has a right to know that at the same time that Meghan was making all of these outrageous and untrue accusations about the British royal family, her treatment of staff behind the scenes was abominable.
Suddenly, every headline seemed to hit at the exact same time, and the pressure around Meghan's image started looking impossible to control. And to really understand why this week turned into such a disaster, you have to look at why the rebrand even happened in the first place.
Crappier than ever. That is as ever after its latest rebrand from Meghan Markle.
About a year ago, Meghan introduced As Ever as this deeply personal passion project. She framed it as something authentic, inspired by her garden, her kitchen, and her love of hosting people. The entire pitch was built around the idea that this was not just another celebrity brand. It was supposed to feel classy, personal, warm, and real. But then the sales numbers started leaking out online, and suddenly the picture looked very different.
Meghan's aura, I can tell you what the reading is. I mean, it's a dark cloud. She's a downer. She's greedy. She's a grabber.
Reports claimed there were around 137,000 boxes of Meghan's fruit spread sitting untouched in storage. The brand was allegedly moving only around 26 units a day. People immediately started doing the math online, and it looked brutal.
Meghan Markle is attempting to steer As Ever into positive waters, and I would argue failing pretty miserably at it. Her latest series of pictures and videos and images are more pretentious than ever before. In a time where people are paying more than ever for simple things like gas and groceries, Meghan Markle is telling you that her brand is expensive, but yet cheap at the same time.
At that pace, critics claimed it could take years to clear the inventory, and these products do not last forever. Preserves and baking kits are not luxury handbags. They expire. The tea line reportedly struggled too. The hot toddy kits that sounded trendy in promo interviews apparently failed to catch on with buyers. And the baking mixes tied to the Netflix partnership quietly disappeared after Netflix reportedly stepped away from the project earlier this year, leaving major questions about what happens to all that leftover stock.
I think she's sort of starting to lose interest as the brand isn't doing well. I think she's kind of like, I don't want to take the time. I just want to get this out. I just want to get this sold. And I get it, but like she wants to apparently run a multi-million-dollar, if not billion-dollar empire, and she ain't going to do it like this. So I think she's still freaked out after all the stock reveals in January. And I think those were true. And I think she's freaking out about it. And I think they've wasted a bunch of their money in her As Ever stock, and it's not moving. And again, there was a report from the New York Post that there's some sort of warehouse for Netflix, like a PR room, where it's just stacked with As Ever goods, and they're just basically giving it away to staff members who want it.
Suddenly, the lifestyle empire narrative started looking shaky fast. That is why people noticed the rebrand immediately. Because when a company completely changes direction after barely surviving a year, audiences do not see confidence. They see panic.
And then we had the Variety article today saying that Netflix has $10 million worth of As Ever product that they have to get rid of.
People are quitting Netflix and saying, here are my 2 weeks. And Netflix's parting gift is As Ever, like, take it, get it out of here.
Wow.
That is the parting gift when you say goodbye to Netflix. So they are overflowing with product, you know, that the public doesn't want. We don't want a $64 candle that doesn't have a wick. Who wants fruit spread when you can go to the store and get jam for $2? It doesn't make sense. And Netflix themselves, some insiders have said it, As Ever as a whole, did not make sense to the Netflix ecosystem.
Strong brands normally expand, launch fresh ideas, and build momentum naturally. Instead, critics online were saying Meghan seemed more focused on glamorous photo shoots than actual business growth. No massive product expansion, no game-changing launch, no fresh concept people were excited for, just a different logo, polished pictures, and another website refresh.
A disaster of a brand, which is Meghan Markle, who's sort of officially admitting defeat. This is why we're getting the rebrand, guys, is the defeat. The brand is not going well. I don't think a year in you need to be rebranding unless your brand really sucks, and hers does. And like we sort of maybe knew something was coming because, of course, a sizing guide sort of was live on the website for a second. And As Ever has had a series of website blunders from the beginning. I've worked with people who have built websites, and there are functions that can absolutely let you have a live website be live in terms that you can edit it and see how it looks to a consumer, but it's not live.
And then came the promo video that really got everyone talking. It dropped on a Monday afternoon across Meghan's Instagram, the official As Ever account, and the company homepage all at the same time. Soft piano music played in the background, the lighting looked cinematic, and every frame screamed luxury branding. The campaign focused on two products, an orange marmalade and a raspberry preserve.
Meghan just dropped. I don't know how to do this. You're looking at that. I don't know how to. I'm doing this video because I have to, but I couldn't stop laughing doing this. But okay, I have to say this. I have to do this. Meghan dropped a new As Ever promo video on Monday afternoon, and the entire internet had the same reaction inside 9 minutes. The video is sold to the audience as a marmalade campaign or whatever she is selling. It's not marmalade, it's jam, right? Okay.
Fashion bloggers were dissecting the video almost instantly. Within about 90 minutes, online accounts had already identified nearly every outfit Meghan wore in the clip. Viewers quickly realized nothing about this campaign was random. Every pose, every angle, every outfit choice looked carefully planned for maximum attention. The opening scene showed Meghan barefoot and sitting cross-legged on a kitchen counter while flipping through a book beside a tray of cookies. But viewers immediately noticed something else too. Reports claimed it was not even her actual kitchen.
Shot 1, Meghan barefoot, sitting cross-legged on the kitchen countertop, reading it up. But do something. I don't know what she's doing.
Then came another shot that exploded across social media. Meghan appeared wearing a floor-length ivory halter gown with an open back, later identified by fashion watchers as the Stella McCartney dress from her royal wedding reception. She paired it with an oversized cream blazer, holding a glass of champagne while promoting marmalade like it was a luxury fashion campaign instead of a food launch. And online reactions turned savage fast. Then came the third look in the promo video, and this is where social media really lost it.
Shot 2, Meghan in a floor-length ivory halter-neck gown with an open bag, identified by the fashion press inside 90 minutes as her own Stella McCartney second wedding dress, worn barefoot, oversized cream blazer over the top, whatever. Glass of brewed champagne in hand.
Meghan appeared in a deep red silk slip dress with a plunging neckline while pouring champagne in slow motion like she was filming a luxury perfume commercial instead of promoting fruit spread. Fashion magazines tried to frame it as part of the trendy, lingerie-inspired style wave, but online reactions were way harsher. Reddit threads, X posts, British tabloids, and entertainment blogs all started making the same comparison.
And shot 3, Meghan in a Merlot color Haiti Merrick slip dress, the V neckline, black shoulder bows, pouring glass of As Ever brewed in a cup in slow motion. Shot 4, slow motion close-up of a single raspberry going into a mouth. No. This is I don't know. This is not something I should be analyzing, but here we are.
People said the whole thing looked less like a food campaign and more like one of those overly dramatic late-night cable movies people accidentally stumbled across after midnight years ago. But the moment that really made viewers pause came seconds later. Meghan leaned back dramatically, tilted her head, closed her eyes, and slowly moved her hands across herself while the camera lingered in slow motion, and people online immediately started asking the same question. What exactly does any of this have to do with jam?
So the fashion press classified the slip dress shot in its own copy as the lingerie style trend. The internet by Monday evening had a different classification. The reel is selling jam, allegedly. The shot list is selling the woman pouring the jam. And the line that has been circulating across X, Reddit, and the British comment sections for 48 hours is the line of a commentator first floated about her 2 years ago.
That became the biggest criticism surrounding the campaign. The entire video was supposedly designed to sell food products, yet the focus never actually felt like the products themselves. In fact, viewers noticed something strange almost immediately. Meghan never actually eats the fruit spread at any point in the ad. She lifts the jar, stares at it, holds it carefully for the camera, but never takes a bite. She does not drink the tea either. The products are treated more like props than something she genuinely enjoys. Viewers said the campaign felt strangely cold and overly staged instead. What made the reaction even worse was that many people felt the posing did not come across naturally.
But the audience, everyone, saw something else. The internet by Monday evening had landed on a single comparison the brand team did not approve in the kitchen meeting. A Saturday midnight Cinemax movie from the 1990s. I saw quite a few of those. A soft focus feel about jam, and I question the comments section has been turning over for 48 hours straight. In so many words, what is next on the As Ever website? The OnlyFans page?
The camera shots looked extremely rehearsed, almost like someone trying very hard to create a luxury image that audiences simply were not buying. One viral comment summed up the internet reaction brutally. A viewer joked that Meghan looked like someone wandering through a stranger's mansion pretending they own it. The comment spread everywhere because it captured exactly how disconnected the video felt to many viewers. And the problems did not stop with the video.
But I thought we were hosting. Now showing the orange marmalade, and that's the end. That's the end of the video. It's just replaying. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, seriously. Oh my gosh. And now we have the website redo. And she's changed, you can't really see, but she's changed the icon. And so we have the video playing here. We got a good flash of side boob. I don't think we need to see your what you don't have, Meghan.
Once people clicked onto the newly redesigned As Ever website, things somehow became even messier. The entire site had this dark, moody aesthetic that people said felt more like an autumn fashion catalog than a cheerful spring food brand. Heavy shadows, muted tones, oversized photos, endless categories. It looked like a company trying desperately to appear much larger than it actually was. That became another major talking point. Critics pointed out that the site was organized like a giant lifestyle empire, despite the product line still being relatively small.
Don't think it's going to encourage anybody. And so now somehow we have a clunkier website than ever, which I would argue is uglier. Somehow we've made a more ugly website and featured recipe, which we've already seen and is nothing. Breakfast with little ones, a raspberry jam. You're not selling jam, Meghan Markle. You sell spread.
The branding tried to project the image of a massive luxury company, but people kept noticing there were only a handful of actual products available. The presentation and the reality did not seem to match. Then came the mistake that sent the internet into full meme mode. One recipe on the homepage referred to the product as raspberry jam, but As Ever reportedly markets the product as fruit spread, not jam. Viewers instantly mocked the fact that the company's own website appeared confused about its branding.
A raspberry jam? You're not selling jam, Meghan Markle. You sell spread. Why do you keep calling it jam? It's spread. You even say it right there. You can't call it jam when it's spread. Those are two different things. You sell food items. You don't even know what food items you sell. And this is, I'm sorry, but this is like, how many kids are going to eat a raspberry jam, wildflower, honey, yogurt parfait? Not that many.
And if that was not enough, people spotted an even bigger problem sitting directly on the homepage. In large text, the site reportedly read, "You're beautiful," not "You're beautiful, you're beautiful." Y-O-U-R. The typo was corrected quickly, but screenshots had already spread everywhere online within hours.
There's no apostrophe. You are. You have Y-O-U-R, which is your thing, your item, whatever. That's how you use the language. Or you are going to the market. You're going to the market. You put an apostrophe there to highlight that you are actually combining two words, you and R, A-R-E.
And by the way, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E means you are. Y-O-U-R means you're.
You're beautiful, full stop.
The mistake became symbolic of the entire launch. Critics were not just laughing at the grammar error itself. They were saying it exposed something bigger, a rushed rollout, weak quality control, and a brand operation that did not seem fully organized behind the scenes. And once people started noticing those cracks, they started spotting them everywhere. Now here is the detail that made people online completely side-eye this entire campaign. That bright, elegant kitchen Meghan keeps posing in throughout the video and across the redesigned website.
But if you go to her kind of about section, let's see if we can find it here on this very convoluted, now horrifically designed website. She puts actually every day, using it, I think, in the same way, sort of as some people call it, like kind of like an adjective or something within the sentence. So she puts the word together here, yet separates it over there. One of the biggest, again, complaints I have, and this, guys, is something where I hope that if you are looking to start a business, looking to create something, or working, or maybe you're a young person kind of trying to get out into the workforce, or maybe you're changing careers, being consistent really, really matters.
According to reports, it is not even her real kitchen. Her actual kitchen reportedly has a much darker farmhouse style that does not fit the soft luxury aesthetic the brand wanted, so another property was allegedly used for filming instead. And instantly people started pointing out the irony. The entire As Ever brand is supposed to be built on authenticity, warmth, and homemade living. Yet the campaign itself was reportedly filmed inside someone else's house. And honestly, viewers noticed something else that felt strange too.
I think having a video is a little much, and it's very, again, self-involved. There are no other people. It's just Meghan. I don't think that's a particularly smart move to make, because what you want to do is basically bring people in and make people think other people besides Meghan. We know Meghan likes the brand because she made it. What about other people? And she's not even engaging in her own products, really. She looks at them. She sits and contemplates next to them, but she doesn't actually use them. She eats one raspberry and uses her bookmark.
For a brand supposedly centered around gathering people together, hosting guests, sharing meals, and creating family moments, there is not a single real social interaction anywhere in the campaign. No dinner party, no friends laughing together, no family sitting around the table, nobody enjoying the food. It is just Meghan alone in designer outfits, walking through empty rooms and staring dramatically into jars of fruit spread like she is filming a fashion editorial instead of promoting groceries.
Why don't you just be honest about it? Or just not say anything at all rather than denying it. And then 5 minutes later, you're going to turn around and publish it. I'm like, I guarantee you guys, that's what's going to happen. And it reflects to me this idea that they think their audience is dumb and stupid, or that they're like, oh no, we got to deny. Either don't say anything at all or be truthful. Those are your two options. You can't do the third of, oh, let's lie until it's truthful. No. Just shut up about it. That's my thought.
Online critics immediately started dragging the luxury image too. People pointed out she was reportedly wearing outfits worth thousands of dollars while trying to market preserves and tea during a time when many families are struggling financially. One moment she is standing in a designer gown, the next she is carefully holding a jar that viewers said looked no different from products people could grab at an ordinary supermarket for a fraction of the price. That disconnect became a huge talking point online. A lot of viewers felt the campaign completely missed the current mood of the public. People are stressed about bills, food prices, rent, gas, and everyday costs. And then suddenly this ultra-polished luxury campaign appears trying to sell elevated fruit spread with cinematic slow-motion shots and champagne pours.
Let me tell you about the post that did not land on Sunday morning. Mother's Day landed in California on May the 10th. There was no Instagram post for Doria Ragland on Meghan's grid. There was no Instagram post for Doria Ragland on the As Ever account. There was no statement. There was no carousel.
Critics said Meghan did not just fail to read the room. She seemed completely disconnected from what ordinary people are actually dealing with right now. Then Mother's Day arrived, and another controversy exploded almost immediately. In the United States, Mother's Day fell on May 10th, and people noticed something surprising. Meghan, who has publicly described her mother Doria as her biggest support system in interviews over the years, did not post any public Mother's Day tribute to her at first, not on her personal social media, and not through the As Ever brand either.
What did land on the As Ever shelf at sunrise was a fresh pair of $64 signature candles named after Archie and Lily's birthday, cropped onto the e-commerce store on the morning the rest of the Western world dedicates to thanking its mothers. The mother who spent 18 years raising the founder of As Ever, or that's what we have been told, did not get a sentence on the founder's grid.
Instead, what appeared on the As Ever website that morning were 2 luxury candles reportedly tied to Archie and Lily's birthdays, both available for purchase on Mother's Day itself. That instantly sparked criticism online because people felt the holiday messaging seemed focused more on product promotion than family appreciation. And when the tribute to Doria finally appeared later, viewers noticed it was tucked inside a Disneyland photo carousel that mostly focused on Archie's birthday celebrations instead.
The founder's 2 children got a wax cylinder apiece on the founder's checkout page. That is nice. The Royal Observer ran the headline by Sunday afternoon. Silence speaks volumes. And the British lifestyle press has been picking up a separate thread all weekend.
But what really caught attention was the image many media outlets used from that post. The photo showed Doria at Disneyland interacting with Mickey Mouse during a park greeting, while the costumed character kissed her hand. That became the image circulating everywhere as Meghan's public Mother's Day acknowledgement to her own mother, and online reactions were mixed to say the least. Some people thought it was sweet. Others said it felt oddly impersonal, considering how central Doria has been to Meghan's public story for years.
Multiple American outlets working through the She Knows wire are now reporting that Doria has moved out of Montecito Manor altogether. She's not there. And the framing the sources are giving the lifestyle press is, in effect, very different ideas about parenting between mother and daughter. I can only guess Doria's parenting style. Not going to elaborate on that. I know that my attorneys have me on speed dial. So what are you talking about? Well, the relationship the brand has spent 6 years selling on Oprah, on Netflix, and across every sausage interview as proof of an unbreakable mother-daughter bond is, on the morning of the most photographed family occasion of the year, conducted by absence.
At the same time, another rumor started spreading through British media circles that added even more speculation to the situation. Several outlets claimed Doria may no longer be living full-time at the Montecito property. Reports suggested there could be disagreements behind the scenes involving parenting styles and family dynamics, although none of the claims have been officially confirmed. Still, the rumors alone sparked massive conversation because Meghan and Doria's close relationship has always been presented publicly as almost unbreakable. That mother-daughter bond became a huge part of Meghan's public image through interviews, documentaries, and appearances over the years.
That's what someone at the palace has to do. Leak this thing. I promise you, I'm publishing it. I'm publishing every word because the public has a right to know. The public has a right to know that at the same time that Meghan was making all of these outrageous and untrue accusations about the British royal family, her treatment of staff behind the scenes was abominable. She was the one who was driving people to mental health issues. She was the one that was driving people to contemplate suicide. Seriously, we need to see the report. So I feel very passionately about this because you can imagine a lot of my reporting was up close at that time, speaking to members of the Sussex Survivors Club, understanding what they were going through.
So once reports started hinting at possible tension, people immediately began questioning whether things behind the scenes are far more complicated than what has been shown publicly. And while all of that drama was unfolding online, another story quietly started resurfacing again in Britain. Deep inside Buckingham Palace, there is reportedly still an internal bullying investigation connected to former palace staff complaints about working conditions surrounding the Sussex household. And according to multiple reports, conversations about that situation are suddenly heating back up again too. The accusations surrounding palace staff have never fully disappeared, and now they are being dragged back into the spotlight again.
Because the Tyler Perry, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle situation is utterly fascinating, as what it shows is that they have loyalty to no one. To no one. Because think of what Tyler Perry put on the line, both reputationally, financially, and personally. When he, and look, I think he's a woke, hypocritical idiot who brought into the nonsense and should have known better, but at the time when he gifted them the use of that private jet, the use of that mansion, Harry and Meghan only had him in terms of a route out of Canada, which was always the plan, into Hollywood.
According to reports that have circulated for years inside royal circles, several staff members who worked closely with Harry and Meghan allegedly described the work environment as emotionally exhausting and deeply stressful. Some former employees reportedly struggled with serious mental health challenges during that time, and the stories coming from behind palace walls painted a picture that looked completely different from the compassionate public image Meghan often presented in interviews and documentaries. What makes the situation even more mysterious is the fact that the full internal bullying report will likely never be released publicly. Palace employees operate under extremely strict confidentiality agreements tied to royal protocol, meaning many of the people involved cannot openly discuss what was allegedly documented behind the scenes. Because of that, the public only sees fragments, leaks, and secondhand accounts instead of the complete report itself. And that has kept speculation alive for years. But one detail keeps getting repeated over and over by royal commentators. Nearly every advisor, communications expert, or senior staff member who reportedly tried to challenge decisions or warn Harry and Meghan about public backlash eventually disappeared from the picture. Critics argue there became a pattern where experienced professionals who attempted to push back were removed, ignored, or frozen out completely. And now people online are connecting those old stories to the current chaos surrounding the as-ever rollout. That is why some critics say the current brand problems are bigger than just a failed launch or awkward marketing campaign. They believe the same leadership style that allegedly pushed palace insiders away is now showing up publicly through rushed projects, confusing messaging, weak organization, and headline-making mistakes. The grammar error, the strange promo video, the luxury branding during an economic crisis, people are starting to frame all of it as symptoms of a much deeper issue behind the scenes. And while online rumors about Harry and Meghan's relationship continue spreading, the business problems around as ever are becoming impossible to ignore. The brand that was supposed to help build their independent future is now reportedly sitting on around 137,000 unsold jars. And critics say the pressure around the couple has never looked heavier. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to Crown Clash for the breaking stories every single day. Don't forget to like the video and drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this story is getting crazier by the day.